like to start sharing with you that to present here in Brazil is harder than in China. My last presentation in English was in China. And here, thank you for your presence because it's my first presentation, my first English presentation in Brazil. I'd like to talk about a new era of forensic palynology in Brazil. And this new era is a result of the use of the software Palinovic forensic edition. This presentation started when I had one idea some weeks ago. I thought in equipment to be used by the forensic experts in any place, in any time. So I was starting thinking about this is a forensic bag, and I want some equipment to fit in this bag to be used by the police. For you understand my idea, I need to explain you the forensic steps to solve a crime. First, when a crime occurs, the place is isolated, and when isolated, the name given to this place is crime scene. And next, the objects that are inside this place, this crime scene, are detected. For example, fire guns, the clothes, the body found in the crime scene. And next, the forensic experts find samples in these objects, find the evidence to solve the crimes. For example, footprints, fingerprints, DNA, or biological forensic use. If the Palynology use the forensic expert or the police needs swabs, for instance. Why? Because with the swabs, in a fire gun, for example, or any place, the swabs could get the body that are here. These steps are the forensic steps. Now I will explain for you the palynology steps to solve a crime. The palynologist or the botanic, an expert that know what a polygrain is and know how to analyze polygrains, will receive a lot of evidence, a lot of swabs isolated from the police. And next, the palynologist will do a series of chemical process. Why? Because the polygrains you could understand like invisible elements, and we need to put some chemical process to see these polygrains and to separate, because in the next step is the centrifuge. With the centrifuge, we could separate the elements that are inside a piece, a little bottle, for example. We could, with the rotation, get the lighter elements far from the heaviest elements. And then we could get just the polygrains, because in a crime scene we have dirty, we have blood, we have other elements that are not the grains. And after that, at the final, the palynologist could put this sample in glass slides to see in a microscope. So, I explain you the forensic steps and the palynology steps to solve a crime. But the crime is not yet being analyzed. the palynologists still have things to do to order information to the police to solve the crime. The palynologist needs a microscope and a computer with a spreadsheet, or if he or she don't have a computer, he needs a piece of paper with a table to note what are the species or the polynomial types from pollen grains inside the sample. He needs to count. This pollen is pollen A, this pollen is pollen B, this pollen is pollen C, etc. with a lot of amounts of samples. And my idea is I show for you a lot of steps. This is a big procedure to solve crimes using palynology. Ask yourself why palynology is not used in Brazil to solve crimes. Why? Because it's hard to do. It demands time, it demands equipment, it demands officers, experts in these areas. And my idea is to merge remote sensing with microscopy. What? We know that the Innovision group has a good connection with Dr. Makato group that is designed to solve problems involving remote sensing. And I'm a little involved in a paper about that. And I thought it's possible to merge remote sensing with microscopy. Because in remote sensing, we could separate elements from the Earth. And I thought if this satellite was my microscope and the Earth is my sample, what could I see? So I didn't notice before that a hyperspectral microscope already exists. This is a cytoviva system to do hyperspectral imaging using a microscope. But you can see this is a big system. This is a microscope. We have the light source, we have the dark field, we have the spectrometer, a lot of equipments, screens to see what is in the sample. And my idea is police have crime scenes, and the forensic experts go to these crime scenes with a bag to analyze the evidence to solve a crime. I want some equipment like this one, but to fit this bag, because this is very big to fit this bag. Okay? So I want a portable microscope instead of this huge equipment to see hyperspectral imaging from pollen grain samples. I want just 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, instead of all these steps. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps here. This is huge to use forensic palynology here in Brazil and all around the world. And I want to show you that here there are increasing more steps, because here I'm just saying in the general sentences. We have a little minor details here. For example, imagine the deep learning process. Now, we work with deep learning here. We could imagine that it's not just one computer and the images and the coding and the run the code to do deep learning. It's not simple like this. We have a big field that are studying deep learning. Every step here has a big field to do. For example, the chemical process. This is not getting the elements and put in a bottle and changing, mixing them, and boom, it's finished. No, it's a huge field to do it, a different huge field to do it. There are here a lot of elements. And in my idea, that's why this is an innovative idea, because there are a crime scene, a portable microscope, a computer or a cell phone, and could analyze the pollen grains directly in the crime scene without these laboratorial steps. Why? This is my idea. Because less steps demands less money. This is the first point. Second, we also have less equipment, and less equipment demands, again, less money. And here I separate for you the forensic steps and the palynology steps. The forensic needs to get samples sent to the palynologist, and the palynologist will send again to the police. I want to remove these steps. To solve a crime using forensic palynology will be done just with the police. We don't need a palynologist more. For instance, I'm not saying this is exactly true. I'm showing here a master thesis from the University of Porto, and the title is Forensic Palynological Analysis in Tissues of Human Volunteers. Just to show you that the steps are so much, this is so hard to do. Here we have, the letter is so difficult to do here, but here we have the swabs, and after the collection of swabs, we have the color dissolution. After that, we have the neutralization with 2% of chemical element. And after that, the sample in the centrifuge with the RPM of rotation. And after that, a washing with distilled H2O water. And after these steps, we have the dehydration with acetic acid, acetylysis, neutralization again, and finishing the grains. So hard to do. Now you are asking, how could you think to shorten all these steps with the palynologists to be done just by the police? The police don't know what a pollen grain is. The police don't know what chemical process to analyze pollen grain are. This is so impossible. And I was searching and I found this paper. A portable confocal hyperspectral microscope without any scanner tube lens and its application in fluorescence and Raman spectral imaging. A big title. This is from 2017. And when I saw it, I thought, perfect. This is possible to do. But when I saw the image from this portable microscope is not so little than I thought after. Because it's if the police could use it, the police will need one bag just to bring this microscope to the crime scene. is not so little than my idea. So I put this here just to see the path that it's possible to do a portable microscope lighter than this one here. Okay, perfect. This is one solution. Hardware to use portable microscope directly by the police in the crime scene. This is one solution. I thought in a second solution. We know that forensic experts using ultraviolet lights could see fingerprints or the hands using a spray. You can see that. And I thought, if I create a spray to see pollen grains, is that possible? I don't know. Because what I know is the human eye will be the portable microscope to see with a spray the pollen grains directly in a crime element. So okay. But Palinovic is trying to achieve this type of element. The portable microscope to see the pollen grains with a spray and transmit it with Wi-Fi direct or with Bluetooth to our software, www.palinovic.com. The police could access our software and see their smartphone or if using a computer directly their crime analysis. Milad will present for you a how to use demonstration about our software, so you will understand better our software. Is that possible? We know that forensic palynology has a big value to criminal investigation. So forensic palynology is a big field, not a huge field yet, but it's developing day by day. And it's very used in New Zealand, in China, in the USA to solve crimes. I recently presented this thing for us a lot of time. And we know that we could collect pollen grains from clothing, from buses, from fur, from roofs, every equipment, for example, stable, we could collect pollen grains. Okay, and this is the difference between the pollen grains from a sample from, I don't know how to say mel, honey, I forgot, a sample of honey and the sample of a crime scene. This is the difference. A lot of dirt here, and some grains are crushed, you know. So this is the difference. And the new era of forensic palynology in Brazil is that I presented some weeks ago this project in an event of palynology, the biggest event of palynology in Brazil. And there, every people was thinking, wow, this is incredible. But are you trying to cut off my job? Are you lose my job for your technology? No, that's not what I'm saying. This technology is to help the palynologists too. And here I was the unique person automatizing palynology in Brazil, in the biggest palynology event in Brazil. And I did a lot of here and here. Okay. And I did a lot of connections. For example, this professor will send me 2,000 species of pollen grains. We have just 90 tips, 90 species. And this other professor here, more 3,000 species. So we will need to train 3,000 class in our NVIDIA GPU. And if you search Forensic Palynology Brazil, we will receive 10 results, half of them are from our group. We are starting the new era of forensic palynology in Brazil because half of them are from us, and this other half is just saying what palynology is. It's not showing a new innovative idea. So we are the pioneer group coming with this innovative idea, not just here in Brazil, but in our world. And if you search Palinovic, all of the results, 10 results in the first page, are from our group. Thank you.